Unit 5 Right Triangles Preview Video 5.4 Part 1 Inverse SOH CAH TOA. Sit tall, close your eyes, inhale through your nose, and exhale. We'll be doing a review in just a little bit. Taking a look here in your preview video 5.4 part 1 video notes, date, time, and location, parental sign-off affirming that you actually followed along with the notes. Now today's lesson is so simple and so short. It is giving us time to review our previous 4 lessons, our 4 tools. So the first tool we learned was have 2 sides, need a 3rd side, PTHAG. So if you have 2 sides and you need a 3rd side, we are doing leg squared plus equals hypo squared. I'm going to give you a 10-second lead and see if you can't do this on your own and beat me. Ready? Go. Our correct answer here is 3√7. Then here we have a 45, 45, 90, leg, √2. Once again, I'm going to give you a 10-second lead. Solve for x and y. See if you can't beat me. 10, 9, would look like this. This is going to be 9√2 over 2 times another √2 to get us x. √2 times √2 is 2. And then the 2's cancel, so you are left with, ta-da, 9. And this is simply the same thing. Then we have our 30, 60, 90, short leg. Short leg √3, short leg times 2. So right here, the innies talk to each other, so this ends up being 3√3 times √3, which is 3 times 3, therefore y is 9. Here, that 2 will only talk to that 3, so that's 6√3, you're done. Then what if you don't have 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90? Then you're using SOH CAH TOA. So we take a look at what we have. We have the opposite. We want the hypo. OH combo, do not get lazy and skip the equation step. Always do the equation, then circle, plug, chug. So we have sine 53, parentheses, equals opposite 15 over hypo, which is our x. We want to get x by itself before we touch a calculator, so we're going to go sine 53 divided by sine 53. So our x equals 15 divided by the sine 53 degrees. 15 divided by sine 53. Calculators, friends, just as a reminder, make sure you're in degree mode here. There we are. So make sure you're in degree mode. Mode, down, down, over, enter, clear. Once again, we are dealing with 15 divided by sine of 53. 15 divided by sine of 53, enter. This way, a little different. 15 divided by 53 sine, enter. You're going to get the same thing, 18.78. For my written test, you go to the second decimal place. Alex is often going to ask you to go to the first, 18.78. So x is approximately 18.78. So the only thing we have left to do with right triangles is, well, what if you have the sides and you need an angle measure? Okay, we've done Pythagorean theorem, 45, 45, 30, 60, 90. This gets us sides. And the answer is we use what's called inverse sine, inverse cosine, and inverse tangent. Keep in mind the vocabulary on the East Coast is going to be arc, sine, arc, cosine, arc, tangent. So you need to find what's called your shift or second function key on your calculator, and this is the only time you will use it in reference to SOH CAH TOA, is when you're looking for angles. So just be very careful. This is so easy. Watch very carefully. Okay, so right here, we're going to find this missing angle. So that is going to be labeled our theta. From theta, label opposite have, need, do. We have here the opposite and the adjacent. Wow, we actually have two things. What's going on there? We need the theta, which is what the variable we use for finding an angle. What do we do? This is where you're on the right side of your right triangle toolbox. I have an OA combo, so I'm going to be using what's called inverse tan. Watch how you write this. Inverse tan, and that means -1. There's no equal sign there, parentheses. Opposite over adjacent. Now your equal sign will give you your angle theta. Don't touch your calculator yet. Inverse tan, parentheses, opposite 22. Adjacent 34 gives you your angle theta. Wow, look at that. This is going to be so easy. Inverse tan 22 over 34 is going to give you the angle. And then my instructions here are to round to the nearest whole degree, which for my written tests, it'll be the whole degree. On Alex, it'll ask you to the 10th degree. So just realize the instructions will be slightly different. Taking a look here on your calculators. Okay, it is inverse tan, 22 divided by 34. Second function, tan. You should see the little inverse tan there. 22 divided by 34. Notice the parentheses. Enter. Ta-da! Round it to the nearest whole degree for my class, unless it's Alex. That's going to be 33 degrees. On this calculator, it's a little different. You start with 22 divided by 34, hit that equal sign. Then you do second function, tangent, equal sign, and there it is, approximately 33 degrees. So your theta is approximately 33 degrees. Isn't that lovely? So easy. Ready? It says find all the angles in the triangle. Round the angle to the nearest whole degree. Well, we don't have any angles except the 90. Now what? We're going to start by finding this angle theta. So from the question mark angle, we label opposite. We label adjacent. We label hypo. Okay, so you from here, you're like, wait a minute, I've got all three. Now what? If you have all three, you can use all three. Now, this one time, I want you to do all three variations. This one time. But then the next time, you can choose only one. I want you to see, though, that all three works. So, we're going to do opposite over hypo. That's going to be inverse sine, opposite, 42, I'll keep my color straight here, over hypo 58. Will give us our theta. That would be the same theta. Or cosine is CAH, AH. That is inverse cosine, parentheses. Our adjacent is 40. Our hypo is 58. And then we have TOA, like you're in pain. That's inverse tangent, parentheses, opposite 42 over adjacent 40. All three combos work. We're going to do all three combos this one time. When you see the possibility of all three combos in the future, you can use any one of these. Ready? Let's see how they work. Inverse sine, 42 over 58. Follow with me. Second function sine, 42 divided by 58. Enter. Over here, 42 divided by 58. Enter second function sine. You get the same thing. We're going to round to the nearest whole degree, which is 46 degrees. Inverse cosine, 40 over 58. Second function, cosine, 40 divided by 58. Looky there, same thing. This one, ready? 40 divided by 58. Enter second function, cosine. The exact same thing, 46 degrees. Now you do inverse tangent, 42 and 40. Actually do this on your calculator so that your body and brain remembers that you can do all three. Second function, tangent, 42 divided by 40. Enter. Whoops, it's the other way around, isn't it? 42 divided by 40. Yes, second function, tangent. 42 divided by 40. There it is. And then here we have 42 divided by 40. Enter second function 10. Same thing, 46 degrees. So we find our theta is 46 degrees. And now you're thinking, good night, do I have to do all three of that for this angle? No, this is so easy because we know that these two angles have to add up to 90 degrees. So we simply do 90 minus 46 because life is just that easy. So we have 8, 4, 4. So we get a 44 here. Ready? This one you are doing on your own. I want you to find all the angles in the triangle. Round your answer to the nearest whole degree. Pause the video, then restart. Welcome back. Let's check your work. If this is your theta, 20 is adjacent and 48 is your hypo, which means you should have started with inverse cosine 20 over 48 because it's CAH, because this is the one we're using. So inverse cosine 20 divided by 48. Both of them, you're getting, rounding to the nearest whole, 65 degrees. So if this is 65 degrees, then this is 25 degrees. Ta-da! You're done.